In terms of, I would imagine that would form part of the HRA business plan, so that should come through as part of that budget process. Should.
Jonathan.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I just wanted to provide some clarity around the questions that were asked by Councillor Goodman and Councillor Wilcox. In terms of Zoe's question about the rate of return not being shown in the table, it's actually 4.72%, which is shown just underneath the table, but it just so happens that it's missing from that particular cell in the table. And I think as far as Councillor Wilcox's question is concerned, the actual funding of the Bristol Beacon project is being met from existing cash surpluses, which is why the net debt is going up, even though the gross debt isn't going up. It's because cash surpluses are reducing.
Thank you, Jonathan. I had a couple of questions and comments on this. One was with regards to the point on page 26 and bullet point 23, which talks about it says about rebooking the council's debt as time goes by, and it's just from an assurance point of view, an assurance that that was being looked at before rates rose to the heights that they are at the moment, and that opportunities just weren't there to rebook at a lower rate.
So in previous, so what we do on a treasury management basis is look at how much cash you've got in hand, and if we have significant levels of cash, then we would make a choice of whether to delay borrowing or take out borrowing at a time when it would actually cost the council. So that would have been if we've had interest rates where our investment returns are significantly low compared to borrowing rates, we would make a judgment call whether it's cost effective to actually go out and borrow, while there's a cost of carry to the council in terms of taking out that borrowing.
Lovely, thank you. And on the capital programme, the table shows a fall in the level of capital receipts between the approved programme and the period 6 forecast. What's the sort of headline explanation for that? Sorry, that's a table in bullet point 31 on page 28.
So in terms of finance centre capital programme, the capital, the HRA had a larger programme at the start of the year, and the capital receipts were then used to finance a large element of their programme. Their capital programme is actually stalled, it's reduced, and therefore the level of capital receipts needed to support that programme is reduced. Therefore we re-analyse the financing to support, and which is ultimately used to finance the capital programme overall.
Okay, thank you. I'm conscious of time today. David, one last point and then we'll move on.
Thank you, Councillor Hacker, for your explanation. So I'd like to ask another question about the table on point 31 on page 28. So the funding for the Bristol Beacon would come out of which line there? Capital grants? Or one of the other lines, please? So I'm fully equipped to deal with the report when it comes.
Okay, sorry, is that a question to me? Well, it would be...
No, I wasn't asking you.
So the Bristol Beacon is actually funded by multiple sources, so it's got grants, but the item you're referring to would be borrowing.
Right. That's interesting because that figure's actually gone down, and I would be expecting it to go up to pay for all the work on the Bristol Beacon.
Yeah, because the way certain projects are financed by borrowing, if those schemes were delayed or paused, or it's done on a collective basis.
Well, I'm even more interested to read that.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on from this at the moment. We're asked to note the report, so I'll consider it noted. I'll also note that Councillor Hucker is obviously after an officer's job at some point. Okay, moving on.